Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, I'm going to pretty much create a beginner's team comp guide. I'm pretty much going to go over the top units that free-to-play players should focus on and which teams they should build as soon as anniversary launches. So if you are a veteran player, I will say that this video doesn't really apply to you because veteran players, you guys already know which teams are good. You guys have been watching my videos for a pretty long time, so you already know which characters are good and which characters are not good. So we're gonna go ahead and head on over to adventure mode. So the first team comp I want to talk about is purple team comp. So if you are a new player, there are pretty much there's 5 elements in the game. So when I come over here, I click this right here. As you guys can see, we have 5 elements. We have green, blue, red, yellow, and purple. So this is literally the purple team comp. Now, this team is by far the most powerful team in the game, especially for free-to-play players, because this team doesn't have an SSR plus unit. And you guys know that for SSR plus characters, it's really hard to get a lot of copies on an SSR plus unit. So the fact that this team works without an SSR plus character is absolutely amazing. So the first unit we have here is Joaquin. Joaquin is literally the top, warrior SSR unit in the game. He is absolutely busted. The fact that he does insane damage and he has great survivability. Joaquin, insane unit. Plus you pair him up with Kaseya. Kaseya, she is pretty much the assassin unit for this team. And the reason why you want to use Kaseya in this team is because her passive pretty much locks her in purple team comp. It says Kaseya's attack increases by 24% for each purple element teammate other than herself. So you literally have to use this unit in a purple team comp, or else she will not receive that additional 24% attack. So Kaseya, definitely amazing in this team comp. And then the next unit we have is Vargarv. Vargarv is going to be the main tank unit in this team. His job is to pretty much survive, provoke the enemy, shred their physical resistance, and that's pretty much it. So Vargarv is an absolutely amazing tank unit. Unfortunately, you won't be able to max him out with the SSR event for anniversary, but I highly recommend you guys to definitely build up this unit for purple team comp. And then after that, we have Vivi. Vivi is absolutely busted. For an SSR, attack speed unit, she is insane. The fact that she deals so much damage and she has great survivability, Vivi is one of the top SSR DPS units in the game. Absolutely amazing. And then after that, we have Halyura. Halyura is the best support unit in the game. Like, the fact that she's able to buff, her allies' attack, and she's able to increase their defense, she's insane. Like, she can literally revive her allies. Like, if your allies is about to take a fatal damage, she's pretty much going to hide that ally in her suitcase for 2 seconds, and she's going to give them 60% of their max HP, which is very good. So she is basically a cheat code. This character is just busted. So that's pretty much the purple team comp. This team comp is very powerful. It can carry you long term. It can carry you for a very long time. And I will argue that purple team comp is literally the best team comp in the entirety of this game. I mean, I proved it multiple times that purple team comp is just that powerful. It's been powerful for a very long time, and it's just getting better and better. So purple team comp is definitely the #1 team that every single free-to-play beginner player should invest in. Now, the next team comp we have is Light Team. This is going to be the yellow element team comp. Now, I will argue that this team is really, really good for free-to-play players, and the reason why is because this team is very easy to build. You have Yiwa. You can literally max out this unit if you pretty much summon for her on the welcome banner. She is very, very good, one of the strongest DPS units in the game. And if you're at the early phase of the game, I'm pretty sure every single beginner player is at the early phase. She can literally solo early phase adventure mode. Like, she can literally deal insane AoE damage. She's very powerful. So Yiwa, very, very good unit. After that, we have Bomb. Bomb is pretty much the best support unit for light element because he is pretty much going to give energy, and he's also going to buff allies attack, which is very good. As you guys can see, it says 400 energy recovery, and he's going to increase the allies attack by 80% and increase their defense by 80%. So Bomb is very, very good for this team comp. After that, we have Donghae Hats. Now, this guy right here, he is pretty much the best SSR tank for light element, and the reason why is because he pretty much deals really good damage. He has a debuff cleanse. He can pretty much cleanse his allies, and on top of that, he can shred the enemy's defense by 140%, which is crazy. He has the highest defense shred in the game, so therefore Donkey Hat's very nice unit for light element. And I will say that he is literally the only tank unit that you should use in his team comp, because he's not really competing with anybody else for light element, because there's not really any other good tank unit for yellow element besides Hats. So Donkey Hat's very good unit to use in his team. And then after that, we have Compressed Rack. Compressed Rack, he is pretty much a bursty damage dealing unit, and he's able to deal insane damage because of his exclusive equipment. His exclusive equipment is crazy. He has the best exclusive equipment in the game. As a DPS character, crit damage is very important, and the fact that you get that through his exclusive equipment is very good. So Compressed Rack, when you pair him up with Yua, these two together are very powerful. So Compressed Rack, very nice unit. And then after that, we have Evan. Evan, his job in his team is to pretty much use his special move. That's literally all he's there for, is for his special move. As soon as he activates his special move, your entire team is pretty much invincible for a certain amount of time. If I come over here to his special move, it says Evan activates the Frog Fisher's Restoration ability to make all of his allies immortal for 6 seconds. So your allies are pretty much unstoppable for 6 seconds, which is cracked. So this unit, very good. He is a must-have unit for light team comp. But the good thing is he doesn't require a lot of investment. He is perfectly fine with no copies. So Evan, very good unit. You guys should definitely use him in this team comp. So this is pretty much the light element team, and I will say that this is definitely the second best free-to-play team for beginner players. Now, the next team comp we have here is Red Element Team Comp. Now, this team is going to require some investment because you have to pretty much get some copies on Awakened Rack. He's going to be your tank unit in this team. But other than that, this team is pretty free-to-play friendly because you have Gia. Her job in this team is to pretty much heal, and she's going to give 32% additional attack to all of her allies, which is very good for Jin Sung. Jin Sung, he's very good with low investment. You guys can see that I have him at 1 green star, and he's able to deal really good damage. So Jin Sung, pretty much the assassin unit in this team comp. And next we have Red Mask Qua. Red Mask Qua, her job is to pretty much stun the enemies, and she's pretty much going to deal some damage as well. And she's also going to increase her allies' physical pierce. So Red Mask Qua, very nice debuffing unit to put in his team. And of course we have Support Hua. Her job is to pretty much buff her allies, and her job is to pretty much increase her allies' swiftness and provide barrier. So this unit right here, she's been in the meta for a very long time. She's one of the first SSR units to get introduced into the game. So she is very good and one of the most crucial characters for Red Element Team Comp. And Awakened Rack, like I said, this unit is pretty much your tank unit. He is absolutely broken. He is broken for a tank unit. The fact that he pretty much takes, 0 damage because of his passive, he's just amazing. So Awakened Rack is literally one of the top tank units in the game. So therefore, this team comp is definitely good for free-to-play players. Now, you can replace Gia and you can put in Vicente. Vicente is another SSR assassin unit. You can use him with Jin Sung. You can use both of them together. And the good thing is that when we take a look at Support was passive, it says right here, she finds the enemy with the highest attack at the start of the battle and marks them as a weak point. She increases her allies' attack percentage by 40% and critical hit rate by 40% when attacking the weak point enemy. So when we take a look at both of these characters, Jin Sung, for example, it says at the start of the battle, Jin Sung casts Iron Defense and gathers Shinsu while concealed and increases his attack by 62% for 5 seconds. Afterwards, he quickly dashes towards the enemy with the highest attack and deals 625% of his attack as damage. So obviously pairing up Jin Sung and Vicente, because they both do the same thing, they both target the enemy with the highest attack, pairing them up with Support Hua is a very good technique, because once they pretty much target the unit with the highest attack, they're going to receive a 40% attack and 40% critical hit rate, which is going to increase their overall damage. And when they eliminate that enemy, they're going to pretty much give the entire team energy, because when we come over here to her passive again, it says when the weak point enemy is defeated, all teammates energy increases by 400. So when Jinsung or Vicente, when they eliminate the enemy with the weak point mark, the whole entire team is going to get 400 energy. So that's the main reason why this team comp is very, very good for free-to-play players, because all of these characters, they work well together. Warun, alongside with Jinsung and Vicente, they are a perfect squad to use because of the additional attack, crit rate, and energy. Now for Blue Element, since there are collaboration characters for Blue Element, this is a great team comp for Blue Element. But the thing is, beginner players, you guys don't have access to Escanor, Meliodas, and Elizabeth. So I'm going to go ahead and exclude this team comp. So we're going to go ahead and take out these 3 units, but we're going to keep in Blanc and Flight Eric Mazino. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in Kaiser. Kaiser is literally the best DPS unit in the game. She deals the most damage. She's insane. The more copies you have on her, the more damage she can deal. But of course, if you are a free-to-play player, it's going to be very hard for you to get a lot of copies on Kaiser unless you're lucky. So I'm only making this team just in case you're lucky enough to get a lot of copies on Flight Eric Mazino and Kaiser. So I'm just going to organize this for you guys. So we have Kaiser, we have Flight Eric Mazino. He's pretty much going to be your warrior, stall tank unit, alongside with Blanc right here. Blanc is going to be the support unit for Blue Element. She's going to pretty much buff attack, and she's going to increase the team's resistance. I'm pretty sure she increases the team's resistance against Green Element. If I come over here, yes, it says the Green Element resistance of allies in the field increases by 40%. So if you're going up against a team that has Green Element units, Blanc is a very good unit to use to pretty much increase the survivability of the entire team. Now for your stall tank unit, if you, of course, beginner players, you guys don't have access to Escanor, so therefore you're going to put in Datamashni. Datamashni is going to be your stall tank unit. Her job is to pretty much distract the enemy, and she has great survivability. And the fact that she works with low investment, she's a very good pick for this team. And then after that, a solid choice after Datamashni, you can pretty much, this is pretty much like a flex spot. So in this spot, you can put in Kunran. He is also a DPS unit, or you can put in Blurode. Blurode, he is pretty much going to disrupt the enemy's team formation, because he's going to drag the enemy who is like adjacent from him. He's going to pull them in, and that's pretty much going to disrupt the enemy's team, the enemy team formation. So Blurode is a pretty good pick for Blue Element team. So if we take out Blurode, you can also put in this character as well. Whereas, yeah, there he is. This guy is also good because he is going to pretty much increase the team's Blue Element. He's pretty much going to increase the team's attack, which is very nice. And on top of that, he is going to decrease the enemy's team's defense. So they're like, with Blue Element, you can do so many things with Blue Element. I do feel like we are still missing a very strong SSR Blue Element tank unit. So therefore, Blue Element is not really complete yet. I will say when it comes to DPS characters, Kaiser is absolutely amazing. When it comes to support characters, Blanc is actually pretty decent, but we still need a very strong SSR tank unit. So I feel like this is a very good team that you can choose for Blue Element, but of course it is not the strongest. I'll say this is 4th strongest if you are a free-to-play player, because Flight Eric Mazino, he does need a lot of copies in order for him to work. You guys can see that I have 1 orange star on him, so he definitely needs a lot of investment. Now for green team comp, I'm not going to recommend you guys a full green team because Green Element is still incomplete. We have to wait for Anniversary because we are going to get 2 brand new Green Element units, but that doesn't mean that there aren't good Green Element characters. So we have Data Zahar. Data Zahar is an amazing warrior Green Element unit alongside with Punisherin. Punisherin is the tankiest DPS unit in the game. He does need a little bit investment, but the more copies you have on him, the more copies you have on this unit, the bustier he becomes. He just becomes insanely busted the more copies you have on him. And another great green element unit, if I scroll down some more right here, we also have Child Yuri. I don't have her yet, so therefore I can't put her here. But Child Yuri right here. This unit is also very powerful. She is an amazing green element unit. And of course, if you are a free-to-play player, you won't be able to get a lot of copies on her unless you're choosing her for the 900 summon event. But she is very powerful. She can literally solo enemies in adventure, like the early stages. She can solo. She's crazy. So she's a very powerful DPS unit for green element. And another really nice unit for green element is Shalil. She deals good damage, but her survivability is terrible. So I just hope that for anniversary, we like the new S surplus character. I hope that she increases this unit survivability, because if she does, then Shalil will be a great DPS unit to use for green element. So I'm not going to recommend you guys, green team comp, because it's not complete yet. So as of to right now, the top team comps that beginner free-to-play players should focus on is purple team comp, light team comp. We come down over here, we have red team comp, and then we have a blue team comp, excluding the collaboration characters. Pretty much the team that I just showed you guys for blue team without the collaboration characters. But that shouldn't be your main priority. It should definitely be purple team comp, light team comp, and then a red team comp, because I do feel like for blue team comp, we still need a very solid tank unit, and we still need a solid I feel like we do need another support unit for blue team comp that can pretty much increase attack, decrease the enemy's defense, do a lot of stuff, because I do feel like Blanc, she is very good, but at the same time, compared to other support units like Hayura and Bomb, they just do a lot more. So those are pretty much all the teams I'm pretty much going to recommend beginner free-to-play players to focus on for anniversary. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.